Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a monthly September message for all of the Cancers out in the collective. If you are new to my channel, welcome to Eileen Into Spirit. My name is Eileen Rouse. I'm a psychic intuitive and spiritual coach, and I provide you with guidance, wisdom, and inspiration every week right here on this channel. Please note this is going to be a general reading, so it will not resonate with every single Cancer out in the collective. I ask that you take with you what resonates and leave the rest behind. Without further ado, let's get into your message, Cancer. All right, Cancer, you know the drill. We are going to do a 9-card draw for you this month. If we need to clarify any cards, we will do so with a separate deck. Let's get shuffling. Angels, archangels, guides, ascended masters, what information and what insight can you offer for Cancer this month? What information and insight can you offer Cancer this month? What information and what insight can you offer Cancer this month? Oh, Cancer, this is amazing. So you are starting out at the Ace of Pentacles. I absolutely love this. This says a lot already. What information and what insight can you offer Cancer this month? What information, oops, thank you. What information and what insight can you, can you offer Cancer this month? All right, let's see here. What information and what insight can you offer Cancer this month? What information and what insight can you offer Cancer this month? Now, I do want to point out here, Cancer, that this is the second time I'm doing this reading. The first time I did your reading, the camera shut off on me. And then somehow the footage got deleted. So we're doing it over. What information and what insight can you provide Cancer? Okay, thank you. All right, Cancer. Okay, all right, we are going to go ahead and get right into it. So where you currently are here, Cancer, you are starting out at the Ace of Pentacles. This is beautiful because what this tells me is that you are stepping into new territory, a new beginning, a new cycle. You are stepping into something brand spanking new. I want to point out here that I really feel that any challenges that you might have faced last month, you're now sort of, or even months before, you've surpassed that. You're now at a new beginning. And what I keep hearing here is that because you are at a new beginning, Spirit has this gift that it wants to give you. But what I keep hearing is that you need to change the story that you keep telling yourself. I want to point out that, remember that you are the stories that you tell. So because you're in this new beginning and because you have the potential to create something beautiful and magnificent and everything be provided for you, you're going to be supported and everything's going to be provided for you by Spirit. You need to believe that you are in a new beginning and that you have a new story and that you are the creator of your own story. So start telling yourself a different story. Don't keep repeating the same stories that you've repeated years and years and years ago. Now, what is your theme this month? Your theme this month was the Three of Wands in reverse. Now, what I want to point out here is that I'm really feeling that what's going to happen this month is that your faith is going to be tested this month, because again, because you're in this new story, you're in this new beginning, and you're going to have a lot of opportunities that are going to be presented to you, whether you're going to have new people come into your life, you're going to be presented with a new job, a new car, whatever it might be here, Cancer, your faith is going to be tested. And I say that because you need to believe in yourself. The Three of Wands is about trusting blindly that Spirit has your back and that they are going to support you. When it's in the upright position, that's what it means. But what I feel it means for you here, Cancer, when it's in reversed, is that you need to believe in your power and in your ability to be able to bring to fruition that which you are desiring, okay? And I really feel that your faith is going to be tested, but it's not so much your faith in Spirit, your faith in yourself, the belief that you have about yourself here. So your theme is really going to be focusing on what your vision is for the future, what you are desiring, what you are wanting to bring in. And believe that you have the knowledge, that you have the experience, that you have the skills, that you have everything that you need to make that become a reality. Okay, that is your theme this month. Now, what are you accomplishing this month? We have the Eight of Pentacles, work, right? You are working towards building your future. The Eight of Pentacles to me really speaks about becoming the master of something. So I feel that while you are going in this new story, you're in this new beginning and you're wanting to create this new reality for yourself, whether you're wanting to be a millionaire, you're wanting to be an entrepreneur, a business owner, whatever it might be, you have to work towards that. The amount of energy that you put into it, you become a master at it. So what it's saying is that, again, the more that you work on yourself, the more that you work on that which you are passionate about, you become an expert in that field. And that amount of experience gives you the confidence that you need to believe in yourself, to believe that you have what it takes to be that person that you're wanting to become in order to create that reality that you are desiring. So what you're accomplishing this month is that hard work is going to start paying off, right? You're going to start recognizing that you're becoming an expert in something, and the more that you do it, the more you enjoy it, the more you start to believe and build that confidence within yourself. Now, what do you need to avoid this month? I have the King of Wands here, and what I really feel you need to avoid here is you need to avoid being lazy. Long and short, right? Like, I really feel that, don't listen to that inner voice that's in your head that constantly tells you, I'm not good enough, I don't believe in myself, any kind of self-sabotaging thoughts that you have here, Cancer, that you don't have the skills, you don't have the knowledge, you're not good enough, or you're not worthy enough to have that reality that you're wanting, that is something you need to completely avoid this month. The King of Wands is basically so confident in themselves that they know without a shadow of a doubt how powerful and how successful they are, right? So what you're needing to avoid is that inner conflict that you have going on. Now, I want to point out, this is what I'm hearing, okay? You need to be bold. You need to stand in your power. That is what you need to do this month. You need to avoid that cowardly voice that you constantly hear in yourself that's telling you that you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you're not going to be successful. Remember, that is an old story. And because you are currently in this Ace of Pentacles, which is a new beginning that is being gifted to you, remember when I said you need to really stop telling yourself that old story. We are the stories that we tell. So if you want a new reality, you want a new future, you want to be bold, you need to become the King of Wands. The King of Wands knows that he's good, knows that he's powerful, knows that he's successful, and he will do whatever it takes for him to complete that and to become that. That is what you need to embody. You need to avoid listening to that old story that you keep telling yourself, okay? Now, what do you need to embrace? I absolutely love this. This is the Wheel of Fortune. What this tells me when I'm looking at your layout and I see an Ace of Pentacles with the Wheel of Fortune, what I'm currently seeing here for you is that you're in a new cycle. You're in a totally new phase of life. And the only way that you can become who you are wanting to become, and the only way that you can achieve this greatness that you are wanting, it starts with you. Because right now, the Wheel of Fortune basically states that we have to go with the flow of how the flow goes, right? The more that we resist change, the more that we resist going with this flow, the more discord that we feel in our life. A Wheel of Fortune is about good luck. Good luck is on your side. You're now approaching this new thing of like all of the rewards, all of the passions, everything that you've been desiring is now going to start coming to fruition. But you have to believe that you have to believe in yourself, and you have to trust in the process. Okay. So that is what you need to embrace this month. Now, what is the obstacle you face? We have the King of Swords, okay? And I feel that your obstacle here is going to be all of that mental chatter that you've got going on. All of that, you're going to get all up in your head about, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I don't have what it takes to be successful. All of that mental chatter that you have going on is really what's going to stump you. It's going to prevent you from seeing things clearly. What I want to point out here is that recognizing that if you have all of that mental chatter that is clouding your vision, then you need to go a little bit above that and start listening to your intuition. Your intuition is going to always lead you in the right direction. It's always going to point you exactly where you need to be. And what I want to point out here is that your obstacle is recognizing that you have a choice here. You can either choose to listen to that mental chatter and allow it to confuse you, or you can rise above that situation and align yourself with your soul truth that aligns you to your sacred path. Ultimately, that is your choice. So that is the obstacle you face here, Cancer. Now, what is the support that you have this month? I absolutely love this because you have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords means that you are moving towards calmer shores. You are moving towards your sacred path. All of the difficulties, the challenges, all of that is now behind you. It's now time for you to move towards that newer beginning, full of prosperity and abundance and success, right? So recognize that Spirit is on your side. They have come to rescue you in this ship, and they are moving you safely across past this passage to get you safely to this new destination. So that is the support that you have this month. Now, what is your action this month? You have the Nine of Wands here, okay? And what I want to point out is that your action this month is to recognize how much you are boxing yourself in. So I want to point out here that Wands truly represents fire energy. It represents that passion and the desire that we have. Notice how worn and torn this man looks. Notice how exhausted he looks, right? I want to point out here that he's been beat up, but I really want to point out that he's been beat up by himself. He is beating himself up with all of this mental chatter. Notice how he's got this ribbon around his head, right? So that's all of that self-sabotage that he's been constantly going through, beating himself up for not being where he feels he should be. But he's also not listening to his intuition that's guiding him, right? And all of these wands are basically enclosing him in. They're sort of keeping him in that mental headspace that only sees the old story. Okay, so your action this month is to recognize that you are putting yourself in that box. You are putting yourself in that position. And the only way that you can get out of that position is if you yourself get yourself out of that position. Okay, so that is your action. Your action this month is to see where you are self-sabotaging yourself, see where you are self-critical, and learn how to heal that aspect of yourself to get you out of that situation. Now, what is the advice and the encouragement that you have? We have the Four of Wands in reverse. Now, a lot of times people don't like to see reversed cards, but here's what I'm going to tell you. Because I am an intuitive reader, When I see a reverse card, it usually either tells me the opposite of what its upright position is, or it just means that it's a little bit slower of progress, right? For me, the Four of Wands is about that initial completion, that initial success. But because this is reverse, it tells me that ultimately it's going to take you a little bit longer to get to that threshold, right? And the only reason why I say that is because you have the Eight of Pentacles and the King of Swords above that. So what that tells me is, when I'm looking at it as a whole, what that tells me is that it's going to take you a little bit longer to get to that finish line, to where you see yourself as a completely successful and confident person. Because that mental chatter that you have, all of that self-sabotage, that self-criticism that you have going on is so strong. It overpowers and overshadows. And so this vision of being in the upright position, of being crossing that finish line and standing at the end full, having crossed that marathon and crossed that finish line, you don't see that very clearly right now. That's why this is upside down. It's because that vision is not clear to you. You yourself don't know how you're going to get there. And I think one of the biggest things, Cancer, is that we want to know the how. We want to know the how we're going to get to where we want to go, and how we're going to get the things that we need in order to be successful. But Spirit is really telling you that the only way that you're going to answer the how is by doing the work necessary. And what the work here is, and you're probably not going to like this, Cancer, but the work here is shadow work, right? You need to identify what your insecurities are, how you are, what are you not facing about yourself? What shadow aspects are you not facing about yourself that you need to ultimately face in order to be able to walk across that line? So let's draw an additional oracle card here to see what additional information Spirit has for you here, Cancer. Angels, archangels, guides, ascended masters, what additional information and insight do you have for Cancer this month? What additional information and insight do you have for Cancer this month? What additional information and insight do you have for Cancer this month? What additional information and insight do you have for Cancer this month? What additional information and insight do you have for Cancer? All right. We have anything? Oh, okay. We want that one. Yes. Okay. I love this. So you have number 25, which is Garden of Venus, Rest and Renewal. I want to point out that this is actually 25 reduces down to a 7. 7 is a very sacred number, and 7 truly represents your sacred path. It represents that need to sort of contemplate where you are, contemplate what needs to be done in order for you to get to this place of this new beginning, right? That's going to be fruitful and abundant for you. It's also going to represent change. You're going to have to do a lot of changing in order to become this new person that is going to be abundant and prosperous in their sacred path. So let's read what the book has to say about Garden of Venus, Rest and Renewal. Garden of Venus, the place of all is well, rest and renewal and self-acceptance. When the Garden of Venus appears, you are invited, actually summoned, to return to the pleasure garden of love. It is time to leave the field of battle. Put your sword away. There is nothing you need to defend anymore. Step through the gate into the garden of earthly delights. Bask in the joy of the wish-fulfilling trees and the scent of the healing flowers. You have returned home. You are weary, and it is time to rest deeply and be renewed. Go into this sacred garden alone, as there is no need for another to be present to experience its pleasures. Really stop looking for the other. Enter by yourself. Allow your senses to intoxicate you. Leave all thought behind. Lose your analytical mind and return to your body. In the Garden of Venus, there is still pond that shows you your reflection when you stoop down to drink. Who is that staring back at you? Look at who you have become. Rinse your face with these healing waters and practice deep acceptance. Love who you have turned into with all your imperfections and blemishes. The goddess Venus holds a mirror that allows you to see yourself in all your flawed beauty. Do not become caught in its spell. After a quick glance, take the mirror with you and return to the battlefield, that you may reveal to others who they are becoming. Then you will no longer have a use for your sword. I absolutely love this. Remember here, Cancer, that your primary message here was about really telling yourself a new story. It's really about avoiding that internal conflict that you have going on, that self-sabotage, that self-criticism that you often put yourself through. Recognize that you have to believe in yourself in order to become that new person that you are wanting in order to cross that threshold. It's really about learning to love yourself and accept yourself for who you are and where you are, and recognize that everything that has led you up to this point is okay. You needed those experiences to get you to where you are in order to become who you are meant to become. I thank you so much for joining me, Cancer. I feel that this is a beautiful message, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys.